Our goal with Phoenix was to make registration of people as quick as possible. So one of the functions that we have provided is to scan a driver's license or an ID card. It makes registration of a person about 5 seconds. You scan their driver's license or their ID card and click save. They're in your system. You can track them from then on out. If the case is that they don't have some sort of form of ID, you can manually enter their first and last name. That's all you need to register a person, and then assign them a barcode. It's usually just a wristband that you can slap on anybody's wrist and track them that way. Also, if they've purchased the right module, you can do fingerprint identification and registration that way, so that you don't even need their first name or last name. A fingerprint is always unique. So once you scan both of their fingerprints, you have them in the system and can track them that way from then on out. As soon as you register a person with a fingerprint and they come and try to register again, you're automatically going to get notified that this fingerprint is already in the database and that you don't need to register the person again.
Kinet is the handheld that can do almost everything that the web-based, Phoenix web-based can do. You can registration people, you can enter their medication information, their property, pets, and you can also manifest people. With the handheld, you can registration people by entering their user, their driver license, and you can either read the max drive from the driver license, or you can either scan the barcode from the back of the driver license. And then all the information will display on the screen.
Phoenix has the ability to create permanent badges. You can create them any way you want. You basically define a template and then the information, if you want your name, what your position is, and then even a color code, a picture of the person, as well as a barcode on the bottom of it so that you can track that badge. And then if, say you were at something like a sporting event, you could control access to different areas. If you wanted to say certain barcodes are only allowed in this area and they have to be scanned before they go through some sort of terminal, because the badges are so flexible and you design them yourself, you can kind of come up with your own access. There's different levels of how strict you want to control with the badges. Phoenix has a very unique ability to track family members. Whenever we are registering a family, we always ask for the head of the family to step forward. After the adult has been registered, we will ask that all of the family members that want to be tied to that particular person register after them. Once you bring up a head of a household record or any person in that family, you always have a top-down view of that family, who the head of household is, who all the family members are, and where they are located. If family members happen to be separated during an event, Phoenix can bring them back together by looking at the locations of each of the family members, so that the people at point A, the family members, can either decide that they need to evacuate and move to shelter B, or that that child needs to be moved back to shelter A. Phoenix has an inventory capability, so that if you receive a vast amount of supplies, you can keep track of all of your supplies, the totals that you have in your warehouse or wherever you happen to be keeping them. You have threshold levels that you can know, I need to go and call the supplying warehouse to say that we're running out, we're running low, and that we need more. We also track things like medicine and food that would have expiration date. If you happen to distribute an MRE that is expired, you're going to be notified immediately by the system that this item is expired. Do you still want to continue with this distribution, or do you want to cancel and maybe go get a different supply? You're also able to enter a maximum allowance per person per certain time period. That becomes extremely important in medicine type scenarios whenever you're distributing, controlled medicines. Especially if you're using the biometrics capability, you will be notified immediately if someone has decided that they might want more medicine than they're actually allowed. Phoenix can capture your medical information so that anybody using the system can see what medications that you've been on and any allergies that you might have had to the medications, so that even if you get moved to a different place than where you are right now and are treated by someone different, they can maintain the regimen that you have been on in the past. Currently, Phoenix can track your hospital beds. We've written many interfaces to interface with different hospital systems. But we collect a report on your bed availability every 30 minutes to an hour, so that, in the hospital things change real time, all the time. Within 30 minutes or an hour, you can get a good overview of the state of the hospital, whether it's becoming overwhelmed, whether there's still plenty of room to send patients. We monitor the availability of the medical beds, of pediatric beds, of ICU beds. We also look at how many ventilators and decontamination facilities that a hospital has available at any certain time.